Hello there and welcome to the Bearded Peacock. It's my channel where we talk all things Leeds United. I'm of course George. Welcome along to the channel everybody. It's a match preview of course for our game on the weekend against Crystal Palace. Easter Sunday it is. We play against Crystal Palace, like I said, at Elland Road. It's another home game. The second home game uh, in the space of 4 days. So, sorry, 5 days, I think it is, isn't it? 4 or 5 days. So, yeah, it's a big game. Again, it's another big game. I think it's, I think the game on Tuesday was the most important one. Get 3 points out of that. We did. Palace, you know, I think this one, it's important. Obviously, they're all important now, but I think Palace is one where I think a point probably does, doesn't it? Obviously, all three would be fantastic, and it'd be the first time since November that Leeds United won two in a row in the Premier League. But I think a point overall wouldn't be too bad. Anyway, let's get into the sort of what Javi Gracia said, my thoughts on that, bit of team news, um, probably for Palace as well, because there's a big name missing for them, which we'll get on to. And then, obviously, like I usually do, I'll look back at previous meetings, form between the two sides over the last period of games, and then look at the referee, weather conditions, etc. for the game as well. Obviously, no sort of travel info with it being a home game this time. So yeah, for me, obviously a massive game. It would be fantastic to get 3 points. Elland Road will be buzzing and buoyant off the back of that, massive win on Tuesday night. And if you go and let me know in the comments how much you are looking forward to this game. That's right, I said looking forward to it. We're back in that realm, aren't we? Looking forward to matches again, which is what we want. And yeah, so Javi Gracia spoke this afternoon, I think, and he said that he was asked a lot of questions, a lot of obvious questions from Adam Pope. It seemed to me anyway, but yeah, he was spoken about the importance. He did, almost demanded 3 points. He said, well, "I need 3 points. I need these 3 points." He wasn't to be budged on the importance of it. He just said, "We need 3 points." He knows Palace he said he expects a difficult game. He spoke of Roy Hodgson and what a good manager he is. And he was looking forward to the pleasure, I think he said, of meeting him and seeing him again. Obviously, he was asked about his longevity in management and could he foresee himself doing the same as Roy Hodgson. It was an absolute no from Javi Gracia when asked the question, would he spend as many years in management as Roy Hodgson has? He said no, absolutely no. So, but yeah, look, he expects a tough game from Palace. It will be a difficult match. There's no doubt about that. They have players that can hurt us. But yeah, I think Javi Gracia was just saying, basically paraphrasing, it's the next game. It's important that we get 3 points. It wasn't really budged on team news by the sound of it. Looks like Max Fober is still the one sort of first teamer that we expect to still be out. Obviously, there's Stuart Dallas and the long term injuries, but of the short term and recent injuries, it looks like Max Fober is the only one. Obviously, Willie Nonto is back in the squad and back driving. He's driving, isn't he? I don't know if anybody spotted that story. Was it today or yesterday about him driving with Bill Plant? It's not a promotion for Bill Plant, but he's now driving with the company Bill Plant. So hopefully he can pass his driving test. I don't envision him probably starting this game, but maybe he has an opportunity off the bench. He didn't play, did he, on Tuesday at all? He didn't come off the bench. Maybe that was precautionary, and obviously the game was going well. I expect him. Again, I probably won't predict the lineup, but I expect him probably to go with Jack Harrison and Luis Sinisterra, and word, of course, on Jack Harrison. I think he did. This was before Jack signed a new contract, but he was asked the question on Jack Harrison, and he said obviously he's been putting a great input into the team in terms of goals and assists. And Jack's been rewarded with a new contract. It's a 5 year deal. It's a massive contract till 2028. So big contract for Jack. He deserves it in my book. I know I've slated him before, and in particular that Brighton game. I think I was absolutely slating him during the game, and then he came up with that lovely goal. He assisted the first one, I think, for Bamford in that game as well. So he's constantly goal contributions of high level. His performances, although frustrating at times, you cannot deny his importance in this Leeds United side. And even in bad form, he's probably one of the first names on the team sheet. And it's, congratulations to him. I think over recent months since Javi Gracia was coming in particular, has deserved that. So well done to Jack. Will play a heavy part in our hopefully survival. Which, like I said, if we win on Sunday, I believe obviously more confident. Obviously, the more you win, but it would be massive 3 points on Sunday. So that's a bit of team news for us. Not much changing in that way. I think Palace, just having a quick look at their sort of squad and injury news, and it looks like Wilfred Zaha, who is largely quiet against Leeds United on the whole, he's out, and I don't know how long he's out for, but he's out for this game on Sunday. So that is massive for Leeds. I know they've got players obviously that can hurt us in other areas, and the likes of Philippe Mateta is always a danger. Edouard on his day can get a goal. Jeffrey Schlupp always seems to enjoy a decent game against us. Yeah, obviously Eze um, causes issues. Elise, so they've got players in attacking areas that can cause us problems. Obviously, they've recently parted company with Patrick Vieira off the back of a run of no wins in 12 Premier League games, which is atrocious. And Roy Hodgson's come back in, and they've won the first game against Leicester City. So let's have a look at the form of the two sides. That's a little, nice little segue into the form book. So Leeds United, last 5 games improved greatly. I think, well, Javi Gracia's had 6 games in the Premier League in charge. That is 3 wins, 2 defeats, and a draw. So it's much better. I think of the last 5, I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think we've got last 5. I think we've got at least 7 points, if I remember correctly. So we're moving in the right direction. If you think before then, we'd won 4 games in the whole of the season. We've now won 3 games in 6. It's not too bad, it's not too bad at all. And Javi Gracia is clearly, and a lot of people are waxing lyrical about how he is, and it's right, because he's so calm, and you listen to him and you think, yeah, you believe that he's got us in the right hands. We're in the right hands with Javi there, and he's calm, he's collected, he seems to know what he's talking about. He seems to, I don't know, just be calm and be cool, and yeah, and that's what you want. And a lot of people have criticised Jesse Marsh, the man that went before him, in the way that he held himself. But the different characters, aren't they? But I think Javi Gracia definitely, he just oozes kind of calmness, and that in a relegation position and fight is quite calming to supporters, and you feel that and you feed off that, and then in the stadium, yeah, the excitement builds, the confidence builds, which then oozes onto the pitch, and the players and the lads can feel that as well from the stands. So it all starts with Javi Gracia, and he seems to hold himself very, very well. And yeah, 3 wins in 6 games isn't bad at all. The defeats have come to so-called top six sides in Arsenal and Chelsea, and they've both been away from home as well. So yeah, Elland Road form is massive from now to the end of the season. It's huge, and we've got more home games than we have away games, I think. So yeah, it's huge. But yeah, onto Crystal Palace, who, like I said, they got rid of Vieira off the back of that atrocious run. That win against Leicester City in Roy Hodgson's first game back in charge was their first win of the new year, and we're in April. So, yeah, they haven't done well at all. They've been so like sleepwalking their way into relegation. That win, though, was massive. I know they're 3 points now ahead of the drop zone, the 1 point ahead of us, and a place ahead of us at the start of play on Sunday. If we obviously win, we go ahead of them. If they win, obviously they go further away from danger. You would probably expect it to be 6 points if they do manage to get a result at Elland Road. Yeah, it's that close. We all know how close it is. But the form book is certainly with Leeds United. But if you go off the last result, we're equals, aren't we? Both won our last games. So, but that leads me into form at Elland Road uh, over the last 7 games. And it's an incredible stat, this. I didn't know this, but Leeds United have won the last 7 games between the two sides at Elland Road. Not even undefeated. We have won all of them games in all competitions, which is incredible. It's a run that I know we didn't play them for a little bit of time, but it's a run that stems all the way back to 2006. That was the last game that Crystal Palace won at Elland Road in the 05-06 season, March 2006. Joby McAnuff got the winner just before half time in a 1-0 win for Crystal Palace. We have won all 7 since then, including last season in the sort of back end of 2021. We won, obviously, it was a last minute winner from Rafinha. His penalty, very much a pressure moment, that wasn't it? And he stuck the penalty in and did that little dance to the camera afterwards, didn't he? That was obviously seems a while ago, but it was last season's um, fixture between the two sides. We won the one obviously before as well in our first season back in the Premier League 2-0 with goals from Jack Harrison and Patrick Bamford. Obviously, the form at Selhurst Park has been very much in Crystal Palace's favour. But at this game at Elland Road, we have form in beating Palace at Elland Road over the last um, what is that, 17 years, is it? So yeah, look, it's a long time since Palace have won in Leeds. Let's hope it continues on Sunday. But obviously, that was the game last season. The fixture earlier on in the season, Crystal Palace came away with a 2-1 win. We went ahead through Pascal Struijk, and it was, can't remember who got the equaliser, but it was Eze who got the winner in the end. And I think we were on a bit of a bad run ourselves that was a 5th game without a win, I think, at that stage. Was it November time, October, November time, I think? Oh, sorry, maybe September time. I think it was, yeah. It was early on in the season, wasn't it? We should have probably won. I remember we had a few chances even before we got the opening goal, and then we just didn't really seem to kick on and ended up losing the game. So, yeah, it's a winnable game. It'd be a massive result if we get it. The referee for this one is Simon Hooper. He averages about 3 yellow cards a game. Doesn't give out many reds. He's refereed us twice so far this season, both away from home. It's his first trip to Elland Road of the season. Other games this season that he has refereed Leeds is the 2-2 draw at Old Trafford in February and the 0-0 draw on New Year's Eve at St James's Park against Newcastle. So yeah, he is only third time refereeing us this season, first at Elland Road. So yeah, and incidentally, the weather on Sunday afternoon, obviously it's Easter Sunday. Not many of us will be working on the Monday. So it's a chance if we do get a result for us to even celebrate on a Sunday, and I'm sure Leeds will be full in the bars and things if we do get the 3 points. Yeah, it's looking like a warm day, highs of 13 as the game kicks off at 2 o'clock. So yeah, nice and warm, no rain about by the look of it. So looks like it's going to be a nice day and a nice weather if you're following it while you're out and about. Hopefully we get a win, obviously. But let me know your comments in the comments there, your thoughts in the comments below, and it's always great to hear from everybody, and hopefully we can get those 3 points and make it 2 wins out of two and climb further away from the relegation zone. Thanks very much for watching. Marching on together. I'll see you on the next one.